What up, everybody? My name is Woody Garcia, Tsunami Family Cable Artist, here to show you some of my gear. So this is like a little rig rundown of, this is actually my small rig, not my rig with the big band, but for solo gigs and for duo gigs. And yeah, let's start with my guitar. This is my number one. This is a 2012 Fender Select Telecaster, maple cap, ash body, maple neck, twisted telly pickup here, Texas Special here. Obviously, Tsunami cables, Pink Wanker fam in the house right here. As you can see, all my cables are Pink Wankers, including my patch cables. So let's talk about my amps first real quick. A left and a right. This is a stereo rig, actually. So 3 of these pedals down here are in stereo, so I get to utilize that using both amps. The first one on the left over here is a 77 Silverface Fender Vibrachamp. So it's actually 3 years older than me. I just said how old I am, basically. On the right is not a Vibrachamp, but just a champ. So it's basically like the same thing, but without the vibrato circuit built in. That one's a 78, so that one's also older than me as well. Let's talk about some pedals. Down here, first of all, actually, let me talk about my pedal board. This is made by a company called Pedal Pad. They are based out of Kansas, and they make really, really cool custom boards. Bunch of different sizes and shapes and colors and options in terms of like ports and jacks that you can have built into the board, or you can do like what I do and just plug straight into your pedals on top. But check them out, they make cool stuff. This first one right here is made by Origin Effects. It's called a Cali 76. It's a compressor, and it's like kind of made to, I guess, model an old 1176 compressor that a lot of guys would use as like kind of like a preamp. And it sounds amazing. So here's my clean tone, just dry. Pretty standard clean tone. Here with the compressor on, this gives it a little bit more squash, makes that brightness pop a little bit and gives it a little bit more sustain. Off. On. So for like all the funky stuff, it definitely gives you that really you know, kind of, well, country stuff too, but that really squash tone, really compressed tone, so. Totally got that country twang going on. So I use that for like when I'm playing leads or if I'm playing anything funky. Yeah, next one up is a Prince of Tone. It's like a baby version of a King of Tone, made by Analog Man out in Connecticut. His stuff's awesome. So once again, the clean tone and the dirty tone. There's actually a 3 toggle switch on here that gives you a few different options. The first one being an overdrive, the second one a clean boost, the third one a distortion. I primarily use it on clean boost mode because I want to get the like tube saturation from my amp and just kind of drive that a little bit more rather than having it color my tone a lot. So yeah, sounds amazing. This next one here is kind of like my utility in my toolbox. It's made by Eventide. It's an H9, and I don't have my iPad with me here, but it has a really, really cool iPad interface that allows you to control it without even having to touch it. So when you're gigging, it makes it super convenient if you want to like tweak your sounds or pull up a bunch of patches and don't want to use your feet, you don't want to like reach over and deal with it, you can just control it from your iPad. I have a lot, maybe like 15 sounds on here that I use, some regularly, some not so regularly. Mostly, I really like, lately, one of my things has been using a lot of slapback echo. So that's actually one of the things I've been doing with it a lot lately. I'll show you how that sounds. So here's without it. Here's with it. Kind of get that rockabilly thing going with it a little bit. So throw a little distortion on it too. Let's show you some other tones on here. Since this is a stereo rig, you should be able to hear this if you're, not watching this on a phone. If you actually have headphones on or something, or listening to it on your stereo. You can get all Pink Floyd on this. Yeah, getting to play in stereo for the first time over just the last few weeks has totally changed my sound. It's just made it very huge. And whenever I play live, I usually play with in-ear monitors too. So having both amps mic'd up and panned hard, it really is exciting to be on stage and listen to my effects going like this in my ears. It's pretty fun. Here, I'll show you some other weird tones that I use regularly. When I'm playing leads or something, this one's just like an octaver, one octave below and one above. So just really like thickens up your tone, and then throw a little distortion on, maybe a little verb. Sounds kind of crazy. Pretty fun. Nice simulation of like electro harmonics, like a small clone or something. This has been one of my favorites lately. Because it's just so weird. It's super weird. Makes me want to score like a horror film or something like dark and creepy because it's too much fun. Or when you just want to funk out. Yeah, you can have fun with this pedal. I can't say enough good things about it, and having access to that many tones in one little stomp box form factor is pretty rad. So, moving on to the next one. Strymon Blue Sky, really cool reverb pedal. Has like a few different types of verb, like a regular verb, a verb with a modulation in it, and this weird shimmer one that has this really high octave, like an octave up or two or something, and it just like kind of trails off and it sounds like glass. It's very strange. But it sounds pretty cool. I use it for a simple, just a spring like reverb tone. Here it is clean. Here it is with it. And then it has this extra switch for like a favorite. So if you have like an extra tone that you want, without having to get down here and twiddle knobs, you can just hit that. And then this one's just like a little bit like wetter reverb. So that thing's a lot of fun. And then last but definitely not least is my Ditto Looper, which as a solo artist, when I'm just doing gigs by myself, you don't really get to play lead guitar a whole lot when you're the only person playing guitar. So I need a rhythm guitar player, and this guy is cheaper than paying a rhythm guitar player. So as long as you have pretty good timing, you can, I guess, play over yourself. See, my timing sucks. same time. Yeah, so you get to do all kinds of fun little stuff with that. It's got a couple of little effects. Yeah, that just got weird. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of options. Under the hood, buried underneath all these pedals, is Voodoo Labs pedal power 4x4, I believe, which has enough outlets for 8 pedals, I think, or something like that. So, and it controls it handles the power requirements of all these crazy digital pedals, no problem. So, awesome thing. And then that's pretty much the gist of it. So, a lot of noise making capabilities over here if you've got the time. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for hanging out with me and checking out my stuff, and hope to see you again very soon with the big rig next time. Shaka.